We are having so much fun, and we know you're going to love our next guest. His name is Tony Walker, and he is a comedy guy. Comedy cures everything. So.
Absolutely. I had cancer at the age of 32, and I do believe that the laughter and the positive attitude got me through it just as much as the medications did, which led to the comedy troupe that I run called Knockem Comedy. We do dinner theater, murder mysteries, game shows, kid shows. We're not stand-up or anything like that, just comedy shows, variety shows.
You go to restaurants and where else? Like theaters?
Restaurants, private parties, corporate events, fundraisers. Did I say fundraisers?
Fundraisers, firehouses.
Comedy shows, they're murder mysteries, they're audience participation. It's a scripted show because there's clues and hints that have to go out, but it's not a don't blink or you'll miss something. It's not Agatha Christie.
Right.
It's a comedy. It's lighthearted, but one of the characters does get killed,
right.
And then the audience has to figure out who did it and why. And if it's a private party or a corporate event, we personalize it to fit their event.
Now, do you ask the audience for help with the mysteries? Or
Yeah, they solve it.
All by themselves.
Based on what they saw during the show, we even give them a little section where they can interrogate the suspects.
Oh, that's
and,
fun.
So we'll deflect, deny, point fingers at other characters, but everybody makes the rounds throughout the whole room and talks to people.
The show is guaranteed. It's 100% guaranteed fun.
Totally.
Everywhere we go,
always.
Everybody loves that show.
The audience just get so involved, and there's just such a part of the show, and that makes it even better.
Other things that you do aside from mystery.
we do game shows. Oh, the game show, we have a podium with lights and buzzers and sounds, and it's basically
Like
a trivia game show, or it could
Right.
be, again, we ad-lib with that too. So they may want a trivia game show, but if we show up and they're a loud, boisterous group and they're a lot of fun, we could ask them to do funny physical challenges or do some karaoke or whatever, or name that tune, whatever we feel like doing, and they'll be willing to do. We'll take it there.
What movie introduced the phrase, "There's no crying in baseball"?
Oh, wait.
What letter comes after A? Go ahead. B is correct!
Is there a favorite skit that you do that just still cracks you up every time you do it?
We do a lot of audience participation murder mystery shows, comedic murder mystery shows. And there's two shows. We have a mob show. We're in New York. You have to have the mob shows. And we have a redneck wedding, which is just
I have
it's
to
a
come
lot
see
of
that
fun.
one.
You're welcome
Yeah!
anytime. Anytime. In fact, I even
Well,
brought
growing
you a
up in
shirt.
St. Louis, Missouri, I have to say, you did?
Oh, of course I did. That you will wear
Hey!
everywhere you go. In fact, I have a whole bunch there. I'm giving one out to everybody.
Everywhere I go. Okay.
That's right.
There you go.
Knockem Comedy.
Oh,
we
that's
call it.
great.
Can I
Knockem Dead
pretend I'm
Comedy.
drinking something?
Excellent. Yeah, you can pretend like you're
Thanks,
drinking something.
I'm having fun on the set.
We actually do put water in it when guests ask,
Just
we
not
do. But
this
if you
guest,
if you don't ask ahead of time, wait, this one's full of water. You ready? One, two,
Nice.
three. All right, there you go.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
Had an awesome time.
All right. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527.
Okay, we'll just do that for now.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony and Sally on the Knockem Dead radio show. They're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
3-2 to Mookie Wilson. Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warm up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when we're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy off those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Show, coming at you live on Twitch. Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. That is the name of the Twitch channel. Thanks for joining us here on Twitch. Whoops, right there. Right there. Please subscribe to this channel. It says, I don't know what it says up there. I don't know. Does it say hit like the page or hit thumbs up? I don't know if you could do that on Twitch. I don't even know what you can do on Twitch. But subscribe to the Twitch channel and share it all over your social media stuff. We'd really appreciate it. We could definitely use the support because we're working hard in here and we're trying hard and we want to make something happen in here. Damn it. Damn it. Hope everybody's well. Hope everybody enjoyed their weekend. As you can see, I'm by myself. Nobody in that chair, nobody in that chair. But I was supposed to have somebody in that chair and somebody in that chair. So I'm a little annoyed. Jules and Tim were supposed to be here. Jules, you know, she's been coming in lately on Mondays. She's been hanging out. Tim is her friend that she brought in here a few weeks ago. You guys met him. And they were talking about possibly doing their own show in here. Hello, Jay. Go ahead, rip them to shreds, he says. I am. So, yeah, they were in here a few weeks ago. They said they wanted to do their own show, and Jules has been in here a few times, and she's a part of our extended family in here. So they don't call, they don't write. Oh, boy, he says. That's right. You see, so Jules was in here last week. And I had mentioned to her about bringing Tim back in here because I haven't heard from him because he, wanted to start a show in here and have Jules be a part of it. So I told her, yeah, bring him in next week. And she said yes. And, I'll be honest with you, I haven't talked to her since. But I assumed she was still coming. I did talk to Tim. He reached out. Tony, sorry I haven't been in touch. Still interested in doing a show. When can we talk? I said, Tim, come in on Monday, do the show with me and Jules, and come in early so we can talk about your show and what you want to do. And he said, okay. So I just assumed he would talk to Jules. But even if he didn't, you put that on me. I didn't talk to her. So even if she's not here, maybe that's excusable. But she did say last Monday on the show, that she'd be here. But Tim said he was coming. So it could have been just me and Tim today, and that would have been fine. Nothing against Jules, but, it would have been fine if just me and Tim. I got in here early to get myself prepared, so I'd be ready to do the show, and I could dedicate some time to talk to him and not be doing a million things at once. And he doesn't show up. Oh, Jay, by the way, Jay, are you still there? We're not on tomorrow, just so everybody knows. We're not on tomorrow, and I'll tell you why. You guys have heard me a million times over. My daughter, Sammy, she's 23. She's autistic, and it's been quite a ride with her. But a little over a year ago, she got her very first job, and she was very excited. And of course, we're very proud of her. But she's almost like she's just the easiest kid. She doesn't want anything. She doesn't ask much. She plays sports. She's in a special needs baseball league. She's in a special needs basketball, special needs bowling. She goes to a day-hab during the week where she helps out, with things, with some charitable organizations, and they work with some companies, and they do some useful, important things, which is great because she's high functioning. But so she's pretty active and pretty busy, and she's high functioning enough that she knows that she's special needs, and I think it frustrates her sometimes. So getting a job was very important to her. So last year she got a job. She works one night a week running a concession stand, selling snacks and drinks and stuff. It might not sound like much to you or me, but it's great for her, very important to her, and again, very proud of her that she's able to do this. So tomorrow she is getting a tattoo. Again, she's not a very demanding kid. Like things like birthdays and Christmases are hard to get stuff for her because she doesn't ask for much. So. And she's been making her money at this job. It's nothing special. Again, one night a week, minimum wage. So it's not, it's nothing life-changing as far as the money is concerned. But she told her mother and I that she wants to get a tattoo and she wants to pay for it with her money because she's banked all this money that she's made. There's no, she hasn't spent it. She hasn't done anything with it. So she said she wants to get a tattoo. And she wants to pay for it because she's working and she can do things like this herself. So we said, of course, Sammy, go get a tattoo. So she made an appointment back in, July or something for some popular tattoo place. So she's doing that tomorrow at noon. So I'm going to go to that. So I'm taking a day off tomorrow. No Tuesday trivia this week. Sorry. And I know we didn't do it last week either. So hopefully next Tuesday we'll have Jay and Dan and whoever else will be joining us. But I'm going to take some video and I'll share it with you guys on Thursday when we're back in here. Jay's yelling at me. You ain't call or text me. Wow. No, I was going to. I was going to actually reach out to you and Dan immediately after the show. But since I saw that you were watching, I figured and I got to tell our viewers anyway, so I just figured I'd let you know. But I had full intention of reaching out to you guys after the show today to say, not here tomorrow. You know what, Jay? I should show you how to work this stuff so that even if I'm not here on a Tuesday, you guys can still come in. I'll pick up the key and run the show myself. Jay, you want to get here today? I'll show you how to work this stuff, and you can do the show tomorrow with Dan or yourself or whoever, or your lovely girlfriend, whoever it is. And I'll give you a key. Absolutely. That would be awesome, actually. That would be awesome. I can't make it today, next time. All right, well, I could use some I need some people to help me run this stuff in here, so if you want to take that on. All right, so anyway, hope everybody had a good weekend. Once again, I'm by myself. No guests. My guests have not shown up, and it's almost 11:20. They were supposed to be here at 10:30, so I'm assuming they're not coming. Sons of bitches. If it's one thing I don't like, it's people who don't call or write, like Jay said. But I also don't like doing the show myself. And a lot of you have been very nice and have said some nice things, and you've told me that I do just fine by myself. And I appreciate that very much. But I don't know. To me, it's hard to be. It's just nice. It's easier for me to have somebody to bounce off of. So you have a conversation, and that's where a lot of jokes come out. You make fun of each other, and you say silly stuff. I find it difficult to do that on my own. But the phone lines are open. You know what? Years ago, when we first started the show here, which has been almost 5 years, a couple of times we did this thing where we just told anybody, hey, if you're out there and you're free and you're not doing anything and you'd like to come in, and you can get here before 12, because I'm probably ending the show at 12 today. If you're out there and you can get here before 12, come on in. But you have to comment on this way. You have to comment on the thread to tell me that you're coming. And then let me know when you're here. And I'll let you in and we'll talk to you. So, yeah, we did that a couple of times, like, I don't know, probably within the first 6 months that we were doing our show here. and it worked both times. We had people show up both times. So, I don't know, let's try that. If you're out there and you can get here before 12, let me know. Throw it in the comments next to me here. Say, hey, Tony, I'd like to come on today. And then text me, and then comment again in the thread there to let me know when you're actually here so I can let you in. All right, so in the meantime, I had a whole bunch of stuff for Jules and Tim. Jules did a show here at Governor's on Friday night. I was going to ask her all about it. I have not talked to her. And when she showed up here this morning, I was going to say, don't tell me anything about the show, save it for the air. So now I can't even talk to her to see how that went. I have a feeling Tim didn't reach out to her. I'm blaming it all on Tim. Because when I talked to her, she's like, yeah, I'll be there, and she's very good about that stuff. At least she appears to be the handful of times she's been here. But we'll get to the bottom of this. Jules and Tim. So she had a show on Friday. I saw they had, over the weekend here at Governor's, they had comedian, one funny mom, one funny lady, I forget her name, something like that. But then she posted a video of her with Kevin James. I don't know if Kevin James showed up here over the weekend or not. I see that he is playing at another place on Long Island. Lisa Marie, she packed the place. Yeah, that much I did hear. Yeah, she's popular right now, Jay. Jay, do you know if Kevin James showed up? Because she did post some video this morning of her and Kevin James. And Kevin James is known for showing up here, I'm going to say maybe 5 times a year. Jay was here Friday, not Saturday. Did you perform? He's going to be at New Jersey Performing Arts Center. Yeah, and he... oh, maybe she met him over there. Yeah, but he's also playing that other place on Long Island in Huntington, which I try not to mention anymore because they don't play nice with Governors. She's from Staten Island. Oh, okay. Yeah, I heard that she had really packed the place over the weekend and went really, really well. DC Benny is playing one of the clubs this weekend. There's some great shows coming up here at Governor's. Go to govs.com and make yourself some reservations to some great shows, including ours. including ours, Knockem Dead Comedy presents an 80s-themed murder mystery party this Friday, just in time for Halloween, baby. What's better at Halloween than a murder? What's better at Halloween than a costume contest? Put on your 80s outfits or put on any costume. And come join us this Friday here at Governor's in the Giggle Room. We're going to have a costume contest. We're going to have prizes. We're going to have music. And, of course, Moida. It's going to be a lot of fun. Join us this Friday in the Giggle Room. Go to govs.com, make your reservations. Please, please, we need to fill that room up. We really need to fill that room up. Did I mention we need to fill the room up? Please join us this Friday in the Giggle Room. And go to govs.com to check out the schedule and see a bunch of great comedy shows. Go to knockemdeadcomedy.com. Find out what else we got going on. We got a bunch of shows coming up in the next few weeks. And you can get information on you can get information at knockemdeadcomedy.com, information on hiring us for your affair, private party, corporate event, fundraiser, whatever the case may be. Bring us in. We'll provide some great entertainment, whether it's an audience interactive murder mystery show or an audience interactive comedy game show. Lots of cool stuff, Knockem Dead Comedy. We're hoping to get some holiday work. So get in touch with us. Having a holiday event. We will make it a very fun party. There you go. So I mentioned Sammy's tattoo. There you go. We'd like to congratulate. There's this thing called the Long Island Blues Challenge. Obviously, it's on Long Island. It's a contest. Like they have the comedy contests. Butera's currently has his going on. Governor's has the Laugh Off, where comedians just get up and and they have judges. Well, this is very similar. The Long Island Blues Challenge. A bunch of bands get up and do their thing, and they get judged on it. And the winner goes to, I believe it's New Orleans for like the nationwide final of some sort. And I don't know what the prize is. I don't know much about this, but I just happened to catch the winner, the Long Island Blues Challenge winner, who's going to go down to New Orleans for the finals, is the Kelly Baker Band. Now, Kelly Baker. If you guys go back with us a little bit, she's been in the studio here. She's been on this show a few times. She was on Felix's show a lot. That's the old cooking show that we had with Chef Felix. She was on there a lot. So she's a good friend of the studio. Once in a while, I still hear from her a little bit on social media and stuff. She's a tremendous singer, nice girl. The Kelly Baker Band. So we like to congratulate them for making the Long Island Blues Challenge. And they're headed to the Nationals, and we hope they kick ass. Kelly's great. Go check her out if you haven't. Speaking of music, I finally saw that Elvis movie. What'd you guys think of that? What'd you guys think of that Elvis movie? I finally saw it, and my good friend Elio Pace, who's on this show all the time. Hopefully, we'll have to get him in here the next week or so on Zoom, of course. He's completing his 2-month tour of England this week. The tour is wrapping up, so I'd love to get him on here and talk about it and see, hear about how it went. I have not talked to him. I've maybe 2 sentences we've shared with each other during these past 2 months because he's just so busy. Excuse me. And I've been busy myself with this show and White Post Farms. So... so he's a huge Elvis guy. Elio is. So he was raving, you got to go see this movie. It's my favorite Elvis movie ever. The guy is a walking encyclopedia of Elvis. He knows everything about him. He has all the albums. He has, he shoots TVs just, because Elvis did. He doesn't eat like Elvis. Not many people have. Anyway, I was not impressed with this movie. I thought it was good, but I wasn't like, wow, this was amazing. To me, it was just, you didn't really catch the essence of Elvis. I mean, I don't know. They show the girls going crazy over him shaking his hips and the controversy that caused, but it didn't really capture the charm that Elvis had. He was a charming guy, and he had swagger, and this movie didn't really show that. This movie seemed to be more about his manager, Colonel Tom Parker. This movie was more about Tom Parker and how he handled Elvis's career and all the affairs and whatnot. The movie should have been called Colonel Tom Parker, in my opinion. So, yeah, I don't know. I didn't really. I mean, I liked it, but it just didn't wow me. I wasn't like, oh my God, this is fantastic. But so there. All right. Well. Hope everybody is doing well. Don't really seem to have a lot of people watching today either. Yeah, this is definitely one of those days, huh? No guests. Not many viewers. A little annoying. Sorry. I've always been upfront and honest with you guys. This stuff does bother me. Because even when we don't get a lot of viewers, if I have people in here, we could at least still have a good show, and then people can see it on replay, and and I recommend it, and the guests will say, "Oh, what a great time they had," and they'll tell their friends, and they told two friends, and they told two friends, but yeah. So I'm just mad that I don't have people to work off of today. So let's see, what else we got here? So, oh, you know what? I think I said, yeah, I did. Okay. One thing I wanted to talk about today, I want to talk about celebrities, because sometimes celebrities piss me off. And I got a couple of things with celebrities here. So, Matthew Perry is being talked about a lot in the past week or so. He's got a book coming out about his life, about his time, on Friends and whatever else he's done. And which isn't much. Outside of Friends, I wouldn't say this guy's had much success. Remember a few years ago, he tried to do a remake of The Odd Couple, and it blew. So, it turns out Matthew Perry's had a decades-long cage match with drinking and drug use. His addiction led to a medical odyssey in 2018 that included pneumonia, an exploded colon, a brief stint on life support, 2 weeks in a coma, 9 months with a colostomy bag, more than a dozen stomach surgeries, and the realization that by the time he was 49, he had spent more than half of his life in treatment centers or sober living facilities. The book is full of painful revelations, including one about short-lived alcohol-induced erectile dysfunction, and another in which Perry describes carrying his top teeth to the dentist in a baggie in his jeans pocket because he bit into a slice of peanut butter toast and they fell out. He writes, yes, all of them. What the hell does that even mean? You're not biting into this desk. Peanut butter? I've probably spent $9 million or so trying to get sober, he estimated. Perry also drops a sad bombshell about his on-screen wedding. I married Monica and got driven back to the treatment center at the height of my highest point in Friends. The highest point of my career, the iconic moment on the iconic show, in a pickup truck helmed by a sober technician. I got all sorts of issues here. First off, he spent $9 million, over $9 million, just trying to get sober. Are we supposed to feel bad that you've had $9 million? Or I get that it's not $9 million in one shot, but the total $9 million. I have a hard time feeling bad for you. You got high and you partied so much because you had millions of dollars to spend on partying. And then, he films this wedding. Monica and Chandler have their wedding on Friends. And immediately after they film it, they throw him in a pickup truck. And driven back to the treatment center. So, so to NBC and the producers of Friends, like, this guy obviously is so important to you that you make sure you got him into the studio. Like, you took him out of his treatment center and then drove him back after he filmed an episode. If you cared so much about the guy, you would put the shooting on hold. I understand that puts a lot of other jobs at risk and people who, who would be temporarily out of work. But I don't know. What if this guy wandered off the set? Or what if he found a way to get out of there so he can go party somewhere? I think I'll take a few people out of work for a little while instead of taking the chance that this guy could die. And then the whole thing, like, why a book? I guess we're going to hear, well, if it helps just one person from reading my story. There's a lot of stories out there. They're all the same. They had problems with drugs. They did crazy things with drugs, and hopefully they're back on track. And then he goes on in this book about, he almost, he had a crush on Jennifer Aniston. And, he talks about his, when he was dating Julia Roberts. And he wasn't, he didn't have enough confidence in himself. He felt he wasn't good enough to date Julia Roberts, so he broke up with her before she was going to break up with him. Oh, poor Matthew. He didn't have the confidence, and that's why he turned to drugs. He felt he didn't deserve it. I'm not saying F the addicts, Andy. I'm just saying, I'm asking what's the purpose of this book. Poor Matthew Perry hasn't gotten any acting jobs lately, so he's going to just tell his story and make some money off a book and go on all these talk shows to talk about his horrible life, making millions of dollars and being on TV. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying F the addicts at all. And this guy has been 18 months sober, so good for him. And I am. I'm truly happy about it. I think he's a good actor. He was great on Friends. And you know what he was also good in? He was good in the West Wing. He didn't he didn't do a lot on the West Wing, but he had a small recurring role. And I thought he was very good there. So I do. I hope he's okay, and I'd love to see more of him in shows. But I do question the motive of the book, to make money. That's it. All right, well, you tell me, Andy. Again, is it just, my story will help others? Come on. Come on. Andy, what in the world was that video, by the way? What was it you were chopping up? Did you guys know what I'm talking about? Andy Blajanos made a video of him chopping up some food and, what it did to him. But one thing he doesn't talk about in this video is how his hair was combed. I don't think I ever saw Andy with his hair combed before. It was all just like, nope, just money. Oh, I thought you were, so you're being serious. When you wrote to make money, that's it. I thought you were being sarcastic with me. I thought we were about to fight. I read the tone wrong. So it wasn't to make money, that's it. It was to make money, that's it. See, this is why I need people in here with me. Damn Jules and Tim. Tim especially. He told me he would be here. But Jules, too. She said last Monday that she was coming in. I have not talked to her since last Monday, but she told me she'd be here. Although I did invite her for the next day on Tuesday, and I ended up canceling Tuesday because my leg was messed up. You think she showed up? I think I would have heard from her if she showed up. Because I never... And plus I posted that the show wasn't happening, so I'm assuming she saw it, the post. Andy says, oh, the video... That's right. Yeah, sorry, I couldn't remember. I just had a little brain fart there. Andy's balls are on fire. He didn't fully wash his hands and had just cut a ton of different hot peppers. And he was cutting up a bunch of hot peppers and did not wash his hands, and his balls were on fire. Go check out that video. I saw it on Instagram. Very funny, by the way. Andy was cutting away. So what else do we have here? Yesterday, speaking of Andy and speaking of balls, yesterday I went into the bathroom. Andy had to stop and take a shower. Well, there's a plus. It's been a while. So yesterday I went to the bathroom and I went to pee, right? And I don't know, this is something that's never happened to me before. I don't know about any of you guys. And I say guys because the guys stand up, right? Even to pee into a toilet bowl. I pee. My stream hits the water in the toilet bowl, and all of a sudden, I don't know if it hit so hard or what. I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden, boom, it splashed, and 2 drips of water from the toilet hit me. Yeah, it was right around here, right on my chest, and then like right around my belly. So I'm peeing. I'm like, all of a sudden it hits me. I'm like, oh. So when I got past the and I just went, what the hell was that? That has never happened to me before. I mean, I know it splashes, obviously, but it's never, like, I've never seen water from the toilet bowl splash that hard or far that it got me up here. I don't know. It was very strange. Plus, you have to remember, too, I'm in a different room. You know, I have to, roll it out. No. Yeah, I just thought that was the weirdest thing. So these are my 3 reactions. So there I am. I'm peeing, I go, and it hits me, and I went, oh. That was weird. I've never had that happen to me before. And then the third thought was, well, now I got something to talk about on the show. Does that happen to any of you guys? I've never hit the water that hard, that the water just comes flying up like that. That far. Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. Again, this is what happens when I don't have guests today. This is what you're stuck with. And speaking of being in the bathroom and taking and being in the bathroom and talking about poop, how about those Yankees? Awful. It's one thing it's one thing to lose, a championship series. At least if you lose in like 6 or 7 games, that means you put up a fight and you did a respectable job. But to get swept like this and really have no life in you whatsoever until yesterday's game. Yesterday's game was a decent game at least, but at that point they're down 3-0. 3 games to none, and so the expectations aren't high. The first game of the series, they were going to lose because they didn't get any rest in between the 2 championship series that they were in. They went right from winning, to make it to the next round, to the very next night playing the first game of the next round. And they had to travel to Houston to get there. You knew they weren't going to win. They were tired. The next night, they should have come back and win. I think that was the game they had, or was that game 3 where they had 2 or 3 hits the whole game? You're in a championship series, man. You don't get 2 or 3 hits in a championship game. Only my Mets do that. When they got eliminated this year, freaking down to, they got 1 hit the whole freaking game. But you expect that of the Mets. You don't expect that of the Yankees. You think Aaron Boone, you think he still has a job? I say no. I say the Yankees are going to dump him. And I'm worried about my Mets. I don't think Jacob deGrom is going to stay. He's a free agent. I think he's gone. Brandon Nimmo is a free agent. I think he might go. And I'm mad that the Phillies have made the World Series because Noah Syndergaard is on the Phillies. Screw him in the face. What else we got here? Excuse me. All right, let's see. I got a couple of things here. The pettiest thing people have ever done in a relationship, or the pettiest thing they've ever done to a family member. All right, it's only 2 items here. One person once mailed cow poop. I mailed cow poop to my stepdad for Father's Day. No regrets. Growing up, he was extremely abusive, especially to my brother, and would make fun of him for having ADHD and a physical disability. Of course, my mom was pissed. I don't talk to her anymore since she decided to stay with him. But my grandma, who loves her grandkids more than life itself, called me in a fit of tears from laughing. She thought it was perfect. As long as I have my grandma's approval, I don't feel guilty. One time, my live-in boyfriend and I got into a fight, and I left to stay with my parents for the night. Before I left, I made sure I made sure to take all the toilet paper, TV remotes, and phone chargers from the house. I came back the next day, and he told me he didn't realize I'd taken the toilet paper until he was on the toilet. I laughed just thinking about it. All right. That's pretty mean. Last week, here on Long Island, 4 men were arrested and charged after they sold drugs disguised as candy bars. This happened at 2 towns. One's called Bayshore, and another town, West Islip. They're both in Suffolk County, which is east of here. Good morning, says Jeff Bosey. Hello, Jeff. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Bayshore and West Islip. I believe they're actually right next to each other, West Islip and Bayshore. Maybe 20 minutes east of here, 30 minutes tops. Headed towards the south shore of Long Island. 4 men were arrested and charged last Tuesday after they sold drugs disguised as candy bars. I'm sorry, but these men should be given quite a lengthy sentence, quite a heavy punishment. Officers seized large quantities of mushrooms and all sorts of drugs, stuff that I can't even pronounce. Psilocybin? Psilocybin? I don't even know what that is. Concentrated cannabis, marijuana, and cocaine from stores where these men did this. Additionally, detectives discovered narcotics packaged as name-brand candy bars marketed towards children near the front door of a West Islip store within 1,000 feet of an elementary school. These guys should be beaten. These guys deserve torture. You're messing with kids. It's one thing to be a drug dealer. I mean, sounds like Instagram, says Andrew Fremder. What does? Gives a new definition to good and plenty, says Jeff. Yeah, absolutely. But it's one thing as an adult. I understand addiction is a sickness, and I agree with that. I get that. But as an adult, you have more options to stop it. You have options to even start it or not. These guys. Anytime you mess with kids, man. Sorry, this is a whole new level of scumbag, and you should be beaten. And I'm not a big violent guy, but I have no problem with beating people who mess with children. So just beat them. Disguising drugs as candy bars so that little kids will sell them. Your 5-year-old kid in West Islip goes to the store with you, points at the Milky Way and says, "I'd like a Milky Way," and that's what you get him, and he's eating cocaine. Disgusting. See, now, if I had a guest in here, we'd be talking more about it. I'd hear reactions. We'd be sharing some stories. But But I don't have a guest in here today, do I? Tim and Jules, who didn't show up and didn't even let me know they weren't coming. Jules, Tim. Hope you're having fun down there in Long Beach. Sitting here scratching my balls after washing my hands, after cutting my hot peppers. All right, so that was West Islip. Over there in East Islip last week, an East Islip resident made an alarming discovery Tuesday morning while looking through a dead family member's belongings. Around 8:40 a.m. last Tuesday, police received a phone call. The caller said they found a grenade among the relatives' items. Officers went to the home, secured the grenade, and rendered it safe. Imagine that. Have you guys ever had to go through, dead relatives or dead friends' items, to get rid of it in, whatever way you're getting rid of it, and you found weird stuff? I mean, imagine finding a grenade. Oh my, I would shit myself. And I wouldn't be able to run out of the place because I can't run because I have one leg. But yeah, that would definitely freak me out. That would definitely freak me out, man. So, speaking of Andy Plajanos, Beansy is watching. Hello, Beansy. Beansy, we wish you a happy birthday on Friday. Because that was our first show back since your birthday. I don't think you were there. I don't think you were watching. But thanks for joining us now. Hope you had a good birthday. No doubt you ate a lot of food, you son of a bitch. So let me ask you guys. On Friday, I asked Andy a question about an article I read about married people. Oh, Jeff Posey, I found my father's writing crop. What? What's a writing crop? Is that supposed to say writing cup? And what does that mean? Was he like a horseback rider or something and he had to wear a cup? I don't know what you mean. The question was, have you ever had to go through all the belongings of a dead friend or relative and found something weird? Because I just read a story about somebody who found a grenade while going through a dead family member's belongings. They found a grenade. So I asked Andy on Friday. I read an article about a woman who was talking about the benefits of having a marriage sabbatical. Now, Andy had a complete different take on the article. He felt it was, kind of like baiting. He didn't like the article. And we kind of just stuck with how it was like misleading and whatnot. But we never actually talked about the actual topic. So I'm curious what you guys are thinking. If the article did say, a lot of married couples spent more time together in the past 2 years because of the pandemic, and for a lot of couples it didn't work out well. Did that happen to you guys? During the pandemic, did you spend more time at home or with your spouse, more time than you wanted to, maybe? How did you handle it? Do you think that something like a marriage sabbatical works? Have you ever tried it? These are things that, regardless whether that article was misleading or not, we still didn't discuss this. And maybe Andy didn't want to discuss this because maybe he'd get in trouble at home. Who knows? But I'm just curious what you guys think about that. I found the whole topic interesting, whether the article was misleading or not. But the idea was interesting. Do you think that something like that would be needed? I mean, plenty of married couples, they'll take a weekend away to go golfing, or I know it's mostly men. At least I think it is anyway. Men take their golf weekends, or they'll travel to another state to see a baseball stadium, or they'll go on fishing trips. Girls just usually go more for their girls' night out and stuff, where they do girl stuff, like mess with their hair or go dancing or something. But again, it's usually a night. It's usually us guys are usually the ones that take like full weekends off. Do you guys feel that's healthy? Do you think it's not that big of a deal? Do you think more things like that are needed? And your friend there, when it comes down to it, we all just want to, whoa. How come that got through? How come I didn't get the, how come I didn't have to approve that comment? Well, Fremder, I'm going to clean it up, though. Fremder basically is just saying we want to have sex. It just comes down to is that we all just want to have sex with other people. I don't know if I agree with that. I know plenty of people, like if I had to break it down between individual people, I would say yes, that yes. But I don't know if I don't think that's the case for everybody, Fremder. But since you say that here, have you said that to your wife? Has your wife said that to you? And if so, what was the reaction? And you think that's all it is? I don't think that's all it is. I don't think it just comes down to people looking to have sex with other people. I'm sure that's a big part of it. And how long does that last? Like, do you think that's always the case no matter how old you are? So, yeah, I was just curious. I really, I thought it was an interesting topic. Again, Andy and I didn't get into it. He took a different route with that article. But Andy and I had, we always have other things to talk about, so it was no big deal. We moved on. We had a great time. I was going to talk about this. I was going to ask my guests about that today. So, Jules, what do you think about that? Have you ever been married? Do you think a sabbatical is a good idea? Whether married or just in a long, serious relationship? And Tim, I know you've been married. Do you think you wouldn't be divorced if... I'm not sure if he's even divorced. I think that's what he told me. I don't remember. But you can tell... Are you divorced, Tim? Do you think a sabbatical is a good idea, Tim? What do you think? But I can't do that because they didn't show up. And they didn't call me and tell me they weren't coming. If people lived hundreds of years, there's no way anyone would be able to stay monogamous. All right, but that's a different... You're kind of going off topic there, right? We're not talking about ifs. And we're not saying, whether it's... there's a lot of things that would be different if we lived hundreds of years. All right, this is line 4 that's ringing. Usually, that's a telemarketer line. Hello?
Hello, this is Online Visibility Group calling with an urgent message. Your Google listing has been flagged for review.
Oh,
if you are the business owner, press 1 now to verify your business with Google. If your Google account...
I can't even get phone calls today. No guests. The numbers of views has gone up again a little bit, so I thank you guys for tuning in. Earlier I was complaining because my guests didn't show up and they didn't tell me they weren't coming. And then we didn't really have a lot of viewers this morning either that were starting the show off. So I was... You didn't get mad, Tony, but definitely, just like a bum, Tony. Beansy, I was going to fix my screen or change my glasses. What? Well, that's what Beansy says. I was going to fix my screen or change my glasses. All right. So, yeah, so that's that. Yeah, I think I'm probably just going to end the show early because I pretty much went through all the topics that I wanted to cover. Usually those are enough topics when you have guests and you can talk about stuff and, elaborate on them and share stories and have some laughs. But no guests today. They didn't show up. So I am not as prepared as I guess as I should be. I do sometimes make sure I'm prepared in case for situations like this where I have other things to talk about. But you know what? I mean, oh, there he is. Okay. Thanks. How was your birthday, sir?
My birthday was good. How you doing, Tony?
Doing all right, pal. It's been a while since we've heard your voice.
I said, let me call you because nobody's there today. It's like a ghost town over there.
It is a ghost town.
That's why I said I got to fix my glasses or change my screen. I don't know who the fuck you were talking to.
Oh, well, all right, yeah. We're talking to anybody because, like you said, it is a ghost town. There's nobody in the building yet today. The guests didn't show up. Yeah, it's a weird day. It's a weird day. So tell me, did you get the sex for your birthday?
Of course not.
Of course not. What do you mean?
Of course. No, we went out. We went out all over the place.
Went out all over the place. Oh, look at you guys.
Yeah, we went out on town.
Nice.
Downtown Delray. We went on the beach. I had my coin detector with me. I said, the fuck with it.
Oh.
You know?
All right.
Yeah, no, I had a good time.
All right, if that's what you want to do on your birthday, good for you, man. Good for you. And this was...
It was actually a fun-filled day. Of course, I go back, and then my mother-in-law and my mom were cooking like crazy.
That was my next question. What did they cook you?
Oh, yeah. They cooked me stuffed eggplant, real scallopini.
Oh, my goodness.
All kinds of like cheeses they made homemade and all that. It was like crazy. I was like, how many people gonna eat over here?
I don't know. Do you go to the doctor regularly?
Of course I do.
Yeah, because you eat almost too good.
I eat good, but I have 3 stents in me, of course, and I go to the doctor I'm at the doctor every 3 months.
Good for you.
And I got nothing wrong. Knock on wood. I have a little high blood pressure, but that's okay.
Absolutely.
I can take care of that.
All right, good. Well, I'm glad you're taking care of yourself while enjoying yourself. That's the way to do it, man.
That's part of life.
Very nice. Wow. Well, yeah, they're so every day is your birthday down there, man. They take such good care of you.
Well, I'm a lucky guy, I tell you that.
I would agree. Agree.
By the way, my cousin that lives right next door from you was at Governor's Saturday night.
Oh, to see that one funny Lisa Marie?
Yes, she took a picture with her and everything. It's all on the internet. Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
I was like, wait a minute, say hello to my buddies. And she goes, yeah, all right. Yeah, I'm going to say hello to your buddies.
we were not here Saturday night, but what did she say? Was she a nice? Was Lisa Marie a nice person?
She had such a great time.
Oh, good.
Yeah, such a great time. She said.
Yeah, but how about when she met her? When she met her, she was nice to her.
Right at her fucking door, and she goes right there. You know what I'm saying? Right there.
Yeah. But was Lisa Marie nice to her? Like, she seemed like a nice person?
Oh, yeah. She came up to her, sat down at the table with her.
Really?
Took pictures with her. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I'm thinking my cousin knows her. Because they were that close. I'm telling you, she like, I haven't seen my friend in a long time.
Oh,
so
okay.
I don't know. Maybe she knows her. I didn't get in touch with her. Because we just got a phone call, today that one of my aunts in North Carolina had passed away this morning.
Sorry to hear.
So, yeah, thank you.
So you got to take a trip to North Carolina now.
I might, but it's going to be like a fast situation, like cremation and memorial whenever. So we don't know.
I would think traveling for you would be tough because then you'd have to be treated like us common folk, and you wouldn't get the elaborate meals that you get at home. I would imagine you don't. Yeah, they don't treat you like the royalty that they do at home.
No. My mother is actually in New York right now.
Really?
I have to come up there on the 28th of this month, which is this week.
Yeah.
Because we're having an 80th surprise party for her, and she doesn't even know what the hell's going on.
I hope she's not watching.
No. She's actually busy right now. I know where she's at.
Wow. So, and where are you having this 80th birthday party?
Actually, in the Bronx, of course.
Oh, okay.
It's called Fratelli's. It's called Fratelli's on Eastchester Road.
Very nice.
No, it's going to be maybe about 40 people.
Cool.
But now half of them are not going to show up because of my aunt that just passed away. So
she's got some nerve.
That's what I said.
She couldn't wait. Just another week.
She couldn't wait another damn week. Oh, she'd be laughing at that if we would have said that to her if she was still alive.
Well, yeah. Sorry to hear the news, but happy birthday to your mom, and I'm sure you guys will still have a great time no matter what.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
And I'm there for 3 days, so.
All right. Well, I'm not going to say anything about you coming in here.
Exactly. You never know with the mystery person, Joe.
That's right. That's right. Well, safe travels, pal, and again, happy birthday to your mom.
Okay, thank you, Tony.
All right, pal. Thanks for calling.
You guys take care.
See ya. Whoops. There we go. Joe Beansy checking in. Nice to talk to him. Haven't talked to him in a while. All right, so there you go. So what do we got coming up here? So today is Monday. Steve Squared is on tonight at 6:30. Is the Word on this week? Or was the Word on last week? What's today's date? Today's the 24th. Yeah, the Word was on last week. So the Flip Tracks Radio returns November 14th. Flip Tracks Radio is returning on November 14th. I know it's been a while, but he is returning. Fremder, the other day I walked into my kitchen and my dishwasher wasn't working, so I filed for divorce. Yeah, we haven't had Flip Tracks Radio in a while, but Tom Sanfilippo is bringing his show back November 14th. We look forward to that. Stick around for tonight at 6:30. Steve Squared will be on at 6:30. We are not here tomorrow for Tuesday Trivia. As I mentioned, I am going to be with my daughter. She's getting a tattoo. Oh, I didn't mention what the tattoo is going to be. Real quick, I'll do a quick review if you weren't here. I have an autistic daughter. Her name is Sammy. She works 1 night a week at a job that she enjoys, and she's proud to, she feels, like an adult because she's making her own money, working her own job. So she's managed to save up some money from her job, and she's decided she wants to get a tattoo. So that's tomorrow at noon, so I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go be with my daughter, and she insisted on paying for it herself. It's important to her that she uses her own money for this, so it's kind of cool. Very proud of Sammy. But the tattoo she's getting, I think it's going to be around here. So look at the difference. Look at this farmer tan. I'm like white trash today. I believe she's getting it up here somewhere. It's just going to be, in script, it's just going to say Manny. Manny. Manny is the name of a dog that we had. Manny passed away 5 years ago, but we miss her. We miss him terribly. Sammy, it was kind of weird. Like we always talk about this with pets, right? They always seem to, like you often wonder what they're thinking or what they're even seeing, especially cats, because they're always like you think maybe they're seeing something that we don't see on our level or something, But dogs too, they always seem to be so intuitive, and they just seem to be so in tune with how you're feeling. And we had this dog Manny. He was a pit bull. There might have been a lab or something mixed in, but you looked at him, he looked like a pit bull. The sweetest dog. He was 75 pounds, but he thought he was a lap dog. So much fun, but he was so in tune with Sammy. When we had Manny, Sammy used to love, at that time, she would go outside, and she'd go on her swing in the backyard, and she'd be out there for hours. And Manny, you would see him, he'd be in the living room, right? And he would just kind of do one of these, and he'd jump off the couch, start running to the back door. Then you hear Sammy's bedroom door open, because she's going out there. Like, Manny knew when Sammy was going outside. He was just so in tune with her, and he would stay out there the whole time with her, and, never a fuss, never a problem. He would just stay out there with her and would just sit there and hang out. He was in tune with both of my kids. My son loved him, and they had a great relationship too. But I just always found that it always just, it was always just cool how Manny just knew when Sammy was going outside and how in tune he was with her. So she's getting the tattoo tomorrow. It's just going to say Manny on her shoulder. I believe that's where she's putting it. So we'll see. I'll take some video, and I'll share it with you guys on Thursday when we're back because, we're not here on Wednesdays. So, taking a day off tomorrow. Wednesdays we're not here, so I'll be back here on Thursday with you. I do believe my pal Jeff Skelsey will be here with us. We did mention it quickly, but I'll double-check with him. Maybe Jeff will be, I'm going to try and get Jeff in here more often. Jeff, he used to be a DJ on Hitsville, UK radio, which is no longer around. So maybe we'll get him in here. Maybe he can just hang out here with me. So that'll be fun. When my dog passed away, we just got the same dog, so we wouldn't have to change all the pictures in the house. I did that with wives. I had 2 wives named Lisa. I didn't have to change the towels or the Christmas decorations or anything. So, so taking a day off tomorrow to be with Sammy, and I'll share some video with you guys on Thursday when we're back here for the show. So, but I'll be here tomorrow night. Hershey and the Keegs will be here tomorrow night. I do believe Nikki Smiggs is their guest. I think they're waiting on confirmation, but that is the last I heard. But either way, the show will be on. Hershey and the Keegs tomorrow night at 9. And I believe that's it until Thursday. So next week, we'll definitely have Tuesday trivia. Don't worry about that. Next week, we'll get Jay and the boys and Dan. Hello, Carol Miner. Yes, you missed it. I'm signing off. My guests didn't show up today. I didn't have much to talk about because my guests weren't here, and I had a lot of it planned for them. I went through everything I was going to talk about. I'm running out of stuff. I'm a little mad they didn't show up. So, I'm just calling it a day. Carol, hope your house is coming out well. Carol's been redoing her house, and it looks great. But thank you for tuning in anyway, Carol, and thank you for being a friend. Got your Buckies. Everything is... Oh, Carol, got the Buckies. Andy, are you still watching? I don't think he is because he hasn't commented in a while. Oh, Carol's got the Buckies. Oh, my goodness. All right, Carol, I'm going to send you some money. Oh, I can't wait to get that box. See, I can't even make these jokes like that when I'm sitting here by myself because now it sounds creepy. At least when Andy's here, we joke about Carol's box and we just, joke. Oh, there he is. Yes, Carol's box. There's Andy. He's commenting. She went to Bucky's. She's hooking us up with the delicious chocolate box. But again, I need people in here to joke about this stuff. My guests didn't show up today, so they're in trouble. Oh, Andy, you're definitely in on that box. Me and you, we'll enjoy the box together. My goodness. If Andy calls it dry, I will cut him, says Carol. No. We would never insult your box, Carol. You have my word on that. Yeah, see, again, I need guests in here. I need people. I don't, I appreciate people telling me they still enjoy the show and I'm by myself. I really do appreciate that, but I'm just not in my comfort zone doing the show by myself. Unless there's a lot of stuff to talk about, or if I'm going to sit here and geek out and talk about, Billy Joel or the Beatles or the Who or Eric Clapton or something, I can do that. But this isn't, solely a music show. You guys don't want to. So, my guests didn't show up. Sorry I didn't have more prepared. I do usually am more prepared when, for just in case a guest doesn't show up. But at this point, we're only ending 15 minutes earlier. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Tune in tonight at 6:30 on the YouTube channel to see Steve Squared. Tune in tomorrow night at 9 on the YouTube channel to see Hershey and the Keegs. And then I'll be back here Thursday. I think Jeff Skelsey will be here with me again on Thursday here on the Twitch. We're eventually going to move all the shows over to Twitch. We're just trying to get the kinks out of the way. We always use our show as the guinea pig. And there are still a few things that we're working on. One thing is Zoom, and that's with Zoom, the last time we had Zoom here on Twitch, it works when we do the YouTube channel because we use different software for the YouTube channel. Here for Twitch, we use different software. So we couldn't get the Zoom to work the last time we tried it with this software. So I got to fix that. And then, so even that, like I haven't been asking a lot of people to be on the show unless they can come in the studio because don't have the Zoom working. And that's limiting us. So I got to get that fixed so I can work on more guests. All right. One more time. Steve Squared tonight at 6:30. We're not here tomorrow or Wednesday, but Hershey and the Keegs tomorrow night at 9, and then we'll be back here Thursday. Thank you guys for hanging today. Appreciate it. Thank you, Joe Beansy, for the phone call. Everybody enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you on this show on Thursday. Thanks, guys. See you soon.